Hello you guys, it's me again, Maria. I don't know if you remember, but the last time I did a video on tarot, because that's what I do, I said something to do with it's going to be a long time, blah blah blah, until I do another reading. No, I didn't say that. I'm fully just lying out of my ass right now. What was it that I said? It was something to do with moving, but like it's probably somewhere deep in the future. And yeah, that was a lie. Everything obviously turned on its side, completely whack. Had awful experiences at the house I was previously living in, so no cute setup yet. And I'm only here for a month as well, and then I'm going into the attic again, like Cinderella. There we go. But hopefully the lighting will remain, and I'll actually be able to set up properly again. But anyways, my dramatic life has calmed down a bit now, or it was only dramatic for a year. Sorry for like a 2-month kind of thing, whatever. Anyways, I'm back to doing readings. This one is on how it feels to be close to you. I've already pre-picked and pre-shuffled the piles. I didn't see the cards unless they were turned around by themselves and they were seen in that case, in that way, whatever. Don't know why I'm nervous, probably because I haven't done this in give or take 2 months now. But anyways, the cards we're using to pick piles from is the Prism Oracle. I got them for my birthday because I specifically asked for them, and here they are now. So let's see. Yeah, I don't know how long I'll keep this setup for, because obviously I'll be here for another give or take month, but also I could go back to my bed and stuff as opposed to on a desk, but we will see. We will see. I'm just chatting shit. Okay. Pile 1, how does it feel to be close to you? Pile 2, how does it feel to be close to you? How does it feel to be close to you? Pile 2. A card for pile 2, please. Thank you. And then pile 3, 1. Okay. Okay, now. Pile 3, how does it feel to be close to you? Success. There we have it. Cool. Pile 1, we have surrender. And this is what it looks like. Pile 2, we have growth. It was in reverse, but I am not reading these colors in reverse because that is kind of weird. And then pile 3, oops, we have peace. Please pick your card and then we can begin with the video. Thank you for sticking through and also for being patient with me, so I really do appreciate you. And to anyone that's new, please feel free to subscribe, like, comment, all of that other cool stuff that people usually do, to be fair. But anyways, pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and I hope you've had enough time to pick, because I'm now going to start with pile 1. There we have it. Cute. Pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. Okie dokie. Surrender. How does it feel to be close to you? People want to surrender to your energy. People feel like you have wisdom to give. For some of you, people want to embrace you, envelop you in love, and they also want you to be close to them and to let them in, to let them take care of you. It's a mutual relationship here where people feel like you can give to each other equally. For most of you anyway. Obviously, if the dynamic doesn't apply in a situation you're thinking of, please don't apply it there. But for the most part, people do genuinely feel like they can surrender in your company and you will accept them as they are, basically. And again, this has to go both ways. So you have to be able to let yourself surrender so that you can appreciate your own beauty within you, but then also appreciate other people trying to be close to you as well. Weirdly put, but yeah, here we are. Here we have it. First cards are from the Nicoletta Titoli Tarot, and we have the Magician and also the King of Wands. Cute. Okie dokie. How does it feel to be close to you? Well, you feel like a powerful person to be reckoned with, for one. King of Wands is very confident for a reason too. Sorry for the weird lighting over there, but we ought to have some lighting, I guess. Yeah. Some people may feel like you're wearing a mask and they would rather prefer you to be your natural self around them with the surrender card here. I only say that because the magician is wearing or half wearing a tiger mask in this deck. You have the power to create whatever reality you seek to create, but some of you may be putting yourself in a little cage here because there's a tiny little cage with a bird in it. And again, with the wearing of the mask. So I feel like you have more power in relationships than other people have. And by that, I also mean you may have more control over situations. Some of you may have Pluto in the first house currently, or maybe in the 10th, or potentially even in the 11th. Where that means you kind of like controlling the masses or having control as opposed to controlling the masses themselves. Yeah, some people may be scared that once they let you in, you may fire them up. They may be scared to actually transgress in front of you, to do something bad because you throw them away or, you know, tell them off. So people may be scared slightly of doing you wrong, basically. And to be honest, I can kind of see that with the surrender card as well, because it takes a lot of skill to be able to surrender. Yeah, very interesting. Some of you may have been hurt before, and now you have an exterior which kind of suggests, you know, don't fuck with me, don't do this, or I'll cut you off, kind of thing. That kind of vibe. So a lot of teddy bear on the inside, slightly spiky on the outside, very confident, potentially even sometimes verging on cocky, just as an exterior, so that you can, what is the word? Pretend is the wrong word, but so that you can push people away and so that they don't get, you know, too close and see the real soft, surrendered version of you, basically. How does it feel to be close to you, though? I think once you let go of the mask, you're actually a really soft person, and that is me repeating words again, but you're genuinely very soft and very vulnerable too with the right people. And I feel like, again, back to the beginning when I said you should probably surrender, people want you to see you actually surrender in a healthy manner where they can experience the soft version of you rather than just the hard, confident exterior who knows exactly what they're doing and doesn't need help from anyone else. Because the King of Wands also can say that too, to be fair. Slightly overconfident sometimes, and someone who wants to do things on their own and lead the show, which is absolutely fine. You're just also able to accept help when needed, and you don't have to, you know, be prideful about it, basically. Just saying, that could be me too, because it does kind of relate, but whatever. I'm not gonna out myself now. But yeah, how does it feel to be close to you? Some people feel like they're on their tiptoes constantly around you because you're a firecracker with the King of Wands here, and then also this girl is literally on her hind legs. It's not even a girl, she really is a panther slash big cat. I can't really remember what this is called, to be honest. It's not a cheetah, but who knows. Next cards we have are from the Sexual Magic Tarot, and we have the Two of Pentacles, spicy, and Temperance, very cute. Okay, someone who is very in control of their emotional state. You may flip between two states of mind sometimes. So sometimes you're in control of yourself and sometimes you wish to control other people around you. That doesn't necessarily mean it's bad. It just means that honestly, again, some of you may be going through a Plutonian cycle where you're really rethinking your values and how you interact with people here. And it showcases on the outside as well. So some people get a really lovely version of you, and then other people get a very, cold is the wrong word, but just a hardened exterior that you're just not soft with them, basically. So I feel like you're... Well, I mean, we're obviously going to be different with different people anyway, and it depends on how long you've known, you know, you've known them and how deep your acquaintance with them is. But I do feel like you give a bit of a very slightly colder energy when obviously you first meet people or whatever, and then it gets softer over time. Some of you may have Sagittarius placements here, also Scorpio, because obviously Plutonian vibes. Leo is present with the Magician card. It's giving me Gemini energy, so yeah, interesting. Oh, Virgo too, because I guess Mercury energy in general. But yeah, you may flip between moods often. You may be very slightly moody, but for the most part you do showcase an exterior which people want to penetrate is certainly a word, but I feel like people just want to see the softer version of you, basically. And I feel like it's a privilege to get to know the softer version of you here with the Sagittarius card, the Temperance one. Okie dokie. Last cards we have are from the normal Rider-Waite Tarot, and we have the Four of Cups and the Three of Cups. Oh, okay, lovely, interesting. Growth in that case. Some of you may be genuinely the life of the party when you want to be, and then sometimes everything around you feels fine, but for some reason you feel like you've had enough, you kind of want to be on your own. Slightly moody again with the Two of Pentacles here, very slightly. How do people feel close to you? How does it feel to be close to you? Okay, for some of you, you are a blessing, and people don't realize that until they fumble the bag with the Two of Pentacles here. Yeah, some of you don't let people miss you enough. You may slightly overdo it sometimes with the King of Pentacles here, and also the one of whatever this is. Sorry, not King of Pentacles, with the King of Wands here, and also the Magician. You may overdo it slightly confidently, and you feel like people are on your level and things like that, but some people are actually not on your level and they cannot provide you with the things that you want them to provide you with. So they're very happy in your energy, but then you feel like you're slightly lacking something and like you want more of them, but you're not receiving it in return. Part of that may be because you may be overextending yourself, or because you haven't learned how to balance what you're receiving and then give to an equal amount, basically. And to be honest, giving to an equal amount, yes, that's great, but sometimes that's not going to happen anyway. But maybe this is just a cycle currently, a phase where you are currently on the receiving end of perhaps less than what you desire with the Four of Cups. And I don't mean this to be like shady or mean or anything like that, but it just seems like when people are around you, you feel like they could be giving you slightly more. Maybe you're just bored, or you feel like there's something around you that's preventing you from truly expressing who you are, basically, without, you know, antagonizing any situation or making things worse or asking for the things that you need, basically. So again, the surrender card here may be important for you to actually surrender to your own emotions, to maybe script or journal what you want to experience with other people, because it will happen. That is truth. But yeah, how does it feel to be close to you? If people are having crisps, you are the single popcorn, is what, that's the analogy I'm getting here. You are very sought after, but also very selective with your energy with the Four of Cups, probably because you get bored of people easily, or because there's just something you're wanting that you may not be receiving, basically. You can be the life of the party and people feel very close to you when you're there, but sometimes you seem to be a little sneaky is the wrong word. Apologies for using it though, because that's the only word I have in mind right now. But you can be a bit, maybe overly selective, and you may have overgiven to the wrong people, basically. So I don't know. What I'm getting from this is that surrender how much you give to people. Give a little more to yourself in some cases here, and actually gauge how important your relationships with other people are here, or specific people rather, if you feel like you're receiving the short end of the stick for some here. Okay, this is what I have. I hope it's helpful. Please feel free to stick around, and if it resonated, do let me know, and I will see you in the previous video or the next one. So yes, pile 2, you have chosen growth. Okie dokie, what am I getting from this? How does it feel to be close to you? Your relationships are growing as we speak. I mean, every single relationship is growing, but like it's not ending, so there we have it. You may be blooming like a flower currently. People love to bloom around you as well. Every flower is beautiful, and you can't compare any flower because they're not comparable. They're still going to be beautiful. They're still going to grow at their own pace. Whatever happens, happens. Please don't compare yourself to anyone. Don't know why I decided to say that, but I guess it's the flower on this thing, to be fair. Okay, how does it feel to be close to you? It feels like you're forever blooming, and people get to see different versions of you, and they get to love that, or the different versions of you, more and more as you grow together. So these will be people who may have started as childhood friends, small acquaintances, that kind of stuff, but you've grown with them, and now they see you as someone with a lot of potential, basically, and you're always outgrowing yourself and potentially also outgrowing some people. But whatever the case is, people do want to see you grow, and they want to see the growth happen with you, like actually with you. They don't want you to outgrow them. So for some this could be negative, for some this is actually really positive. That means that they're willing to obviously fight for the relationship, or grow with you so that they can stay in your life as well. Okay, first cards we have are from the Nicoletta Tizzoli Tarot, and we have the Chariot. And this is what it looks like. They're so cute. And also death. Interesting. Again, with the growth, the transformation, making decisions to suit your needs, basically. Looking after yourself properly, watering yourself, feeding yourself, all of that stuff. Some of you may be new adults, or you've been in the game for a very long time. Haha. But yeah, whatever the case is, you've lived the life of multiple transformations with the death card here, and you've always been able to make decisions that actually either benefit you or other people, or both, with the Chariot here, because you constantly have to make decisions. You may currently be at a crossroads, and maybe there's a relationship you don't know what to do with. The transformation will happen anyway. I only say this because the Chariot usually does also mean you have two choices to make, and they're both fast decisions, but you may be slightly stuck in the process of making the decision currently, basically. And given the title of this video, it is about relationships, so there may be some type of standstill that you're experiencing, which is currently transforming itself with a person, basically. How does it feel to be close to you? It feels like things are always moving up with you. They're always changing. Well, sometimes they're moving down, I guess, because obviously choices are needed to be made and stuff. But yeah, growth, it's consistent. Like, people never know what version of you they're going to get, because you're constantly on to the next. For some of you here, you move on either very fast. Well, actually, yeah, some of you move on very fast. So if someone displeases you, if they are not acting right, anything like that, bye. Or you, what is the word, when you prune the roses as well with the growth card, you know who to cut out respectfully if that needs to happen. And you also know how to work on relationships. Over the years, I'm assuming you have learned how to cultivate healthy relationships for yourself, where you're not cutting people off either unnecessarily, or with out of spite, or what is it, with just unnecessary pain attached. I feel like you've mastered the art of how to communicate here with people, and how to be a blessing and both a curse, I guess, at the same time. But weird wording. Yeah, you've just mastered the art of communication, to be honest. And also your feelings, because this takes a lot of strength. It takes a lot of power to be able to grow. And maybe some people haven't noticed. Sorry, they have noticed, but they haven't fully given you the credit, because maybe you haven't fully given yourself the credit, to be honest, for how many times you've actually overgrown, outgrown, pruned yourself, changed, all of that jazz, to be able to actually help yourself and succeed in your own life. And I know these are just super, what would you call it, generic words and stuff like that, but at the same time, you deserve credit, basically, for all of the ways you've helped yourself. And not in an egotistical way, although sometimes, and that's fine too. You learn your lessons will be learned regardless. So whether you are on the opposing side, or the what is it, like the negative or the positive side, it doesn't matter, because even if you are the culprit or the villain in someone else's life, everything comes back around. The thing you hate the most right now, well, maybe in 2 months time you're gonna love it. It's like growing to love peas or broccoli and stuff like that. It's the same with people and situations, to be honest. Sometimes you find yourself in a different circumstance, but it kind of echoes a similar circumstance where you were in an opposing side. So yeah, I feel like whatever happens here, you always feel the other side as well. So some of you may be really good with empathy here. There's always a black and white, and you may be in the gray, basically, consistently. Some of you may be Libras, or again Scorpios, and then the Chariot is, I believe, Cancer energy. So some of you may have water or air placements, although I wanted to say Earth, to be honest, but whatever, that doesn't really matter, to be fair. But it does give me Libra energy of knowing where to step, and also what choice to make with the gray area stuff. Next cards we have are from the Sexual Magic Tarot, and we have the King of Cups and the Chariot again. Wild. Okie dokie. Some of you may actually be Cancers. You may have a Cancer moon. You may be very in touch with your emotions here. You could also be slightly moody. Some of you may have come from the first pile, although this is giving more moody energy given the 2 chariots. So again, making decisions here, swift decisions for some of you as well. Also maybe feeling stuck with someone currently who is either not receiving the message of needing to grow, or there's just some type of change in the relationship that is slightly slow and annoying, but it's going to speed up basically. I feel like you have been patient with people recently, or this specific person that I'm alluding to. I don't know who they are, but it feels like you've been slightly patient, potentially too patient, but I feel like there will be some type of outcome here that will actually serve the best. What is the word? It will serve you more than they will serve the other person, but I do feel like it will be some type of happy outcome, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Okie dokie, how do people feel in your presence? How does it feel to be close to you? You could be the life of the party with the Chariot here, because fast decisions, stuff like that. King of Cups, someone who is incredibly emotionally mature. For some of you, you may be very good with your words, and also potentially also manipulation, because obviously water signs are good with that kind of stuff. Not me generalizing, but to be honest, Plutonian energy, Scorpio energy, that kind of stuff, that's what King of Cups gives me. Also Death as well is very good with that type of energy, partly because you have to learn to sit on your own and to be able to grow out of, you know, out of the darkness and stuff like that, especially when there's energy like that surrounding you from the get-go of birth. But yeah, you learn to sit with yourself, you learn to communicate properly, you learn to control your own emotions, and then also with that comes the ability to manipulate other people. It just happens. Obviously people are good at it, people are bad at it, whatever, but it's a fact of life, so I can't really, what's the word, sugarcoat it basically, but I could if I tried, probably. So could you if you wanted to be honest. So again, master manipulators with language and also emotions. No, it doesn't have to be negative, no, it doesn't have to be positive, it just is. Yeah, whatever you make of it basically. So some people do feel like you're incredibly emotionally mature here, but it can also be potentially slightly overbearing sometimes, because it feels like you are the person in the group who's more of a therapist, basically. You've grown a lot, obviously, based on these cards anyways. I don't want to assume, but also, you know, tarot reading based on these, based on this energy. People do feel like they're slightly subordinate to you, like you take sometimes center stage, or more of a either motherly or fatherly energy where you actually listen and you cultivate changes in yourself that allow other people to, you know, also bloom with your own energy, basically. What else is there? How do people feel close to you? Or how does it feel to be close to you? You feel like a protector, like you've been through a lot of things in your life, and now you are here to teach people about it. You are here to light the way for them, basically. So if anyone is going through anything spicy, sad, you know, that kind of stuff, I don't know why I'm using these words, but if anyone goes through something that's just slightly unsavory, they can come to you and you will be the protector, basically. Or someone who's just able to guide them in the right direction, probably because you know your way with words, and also you know your way with life. Some of you may have experienced a lot of either abuse or neglect, potentially. Again, these are just cards. If it doesn't relate, please don't relate it to your situation. But if it does, you've had to grow up quite fast here. And with the growth card again, and 2 chariots. But yeah, you've had to grow up quite fast and learn how to navigate life for yourself. So now you're slightly like a guru, a teacher for other people, so they feel like they can trust you with anything that they have to say, basically. And they feel like you won't abandon them as long as they're trying to, you know, heal themselves. You allow space for people to actually heal, basically. Please also allow space for yourself to heal, and make sure that you're receiving enough in the relationships as well, and that you're not constantly the teacher, because what is the point if you're constantly the teacher? Unless you want to be the teacher, but I'm just saying. Okay, last cards we have are from the normal Rider-Waite, and we have the 7 of Cups and the Star. Again, being a teacher here. Glowing, There's a lot of growth here, actually. Popularity as well with the star. So being in the spotlight for for the beauty within you, basically, has externalized itself. Again, with the analogy I used at the beginning with the flowers, every flower is beautiful. There's no need for comparison. You cannot be compared to either way, though, basically, in the end. Even if there was a comparison, what is it? You can't compare where you can't compete, or you can't compete where you can't compare. Oops. But yeah, some of you may bloom in the darkness as well. So if in the daytime you're nowhere to be seen or anything like that, you may be seen at night as a flower, not as a... Anyways, you get the analogy, and if you don't, sorry, I don't either, to be fair, sometimes. But okay, what I'm trying to say is that you will glow regardless, but sometimes it's not on other people's time. Basically, you have your own time, you do the thing you want to do, and then you learn from it too. And then other people get to experience it through you. So if they listen, they will be able to understand either your situation or what they're going through as well when they do ask you for advice. And they will inevitably ask you for advice because you seem like a soul who spent some time here, basically. And if you haven't spent a lot of time here, there's just been a lot of lessons after one another, basically. Yeah, some of you have a lot of choices to make here as well. So people feel like they're blessed to be in your company because they don't really know what they're gonna get with you, except that you will give a lot, basically. You like, some of you, the way your minds work, people would love to spend 5 minutes in your brain, basically, with all of the possibilities of what can come out. Okie dokie, what else is there? Growth and the star. How does it feel to be close to you? Again, a lot of healing energy is what I'm getting. You've been able to heal a lot within yourself, and now you're kind of like a guiding light for other people, basically. And that's lovely, but also take care of yourself. And this is where I'm gonna leave you, so feel free to stick around if this resonated, and also I will see you in the next video or the previous one. Thank you for coming. Dun, dun, dun. Wild. Pile 3. We decided to fall on the floor. Ay, ay, ay. Peace was never an option. Clearly. Okay, so pile 3, given this happened in your pile, and this was upside down in the original as well, I don't know. Peace is interesting here. Peace is interesting for you. Maybe some people feel like you were very peaceful, but then you turn around and then suddenly you are the loudest person in the room, or your personality is just outshining everybody else's, and then they feel a bit weirded out because they didn't you didn't live up to the expectation they made up in their mind about you. Okay, what else is there? How does it feel to be close to you? Peace. Some people do feel very peaceful when they're in your energy, but it may take them a while to feel peaceful because maybe you don't open up immediately, or you project a completely different image of yourself at first, and then they get to know the real you, and then you're a bit more peaceful and balanced, and it just makes like no sense to some people because of the initial image you present to them. First cards we have are from the Nicoletta Tizzoli Tarot, and we have the Star and the 5 of Swords. Okay, spicy energy here, winning at all costs with the 5 of Swords. Not necessarily harmless challenges, more so challenges with harm. Again, trying to win at all costs does not mean that anyone will be winning, basically. So peace in reverse, or peace flying around, maybe really never was an option. Some of you may be healing some type of trauma, and it may be evident to people, so when they come close to you, it feels like slightly pins and needles, basically. So you may feel like an interesting presence to be around currently. Maybe you want peace, but some people want war, or maybe you want war but you need peace. There's healing involved regardless of what happens, though, basically. So I feel like people do understand that you need time to heal, but also you're giving yourself that time to heal. For some of you, you may be currently in interesting situations or predicaments where there's a lot of fighting going around, whether physically or in your actual personal life, there's just drama. And this may be a call to step back and actually help yourself. For some, help yourself despite what other people think, despite what other people say, and that also means moving away because the stars are distant. So maybe keeping the peace here, maybe something to do with you moving yourself away from specific individuals in your life. Sorry, yikes. If this is a relate, please do pick another pile, but if it does, then stick around. Next cards we have from the Sexual Magic Tarot, we have the Tower. Okay, spicy, haha. And the Nine of Pentacles. Well, what is that about being single and in your energy and in your power and just being able to take care of yourself? Some people feel like, okay, some of you may have been wronged in a relationship here and now you are on your own. You are seeking independence. This could also be parental types of relationship, so it doesn't have to be, or a friendship as well, to be fair. Whatever the relationship was, it took a toll. There was some type of underhanded cutting behavior that went on for too long, and now it's finally crumbled. We did just have Mercury in retrograde. Mercury is still in retrograde, and also the Venus in retrograde in Leo. So some situations came to an end, relationships that were being tested, some came to an end, and an unexpected end too. Again, peace was never an option in some situations. Sorry, that's not actually funny. I don't know what energy I am in, but oops. Thank you for being here, basically. Okay, what does it feel like to be close to you? For some people, I'm gonna say it feels slightly heavy, only because of what you're going through right now, or if this isn't right this second, either very in the near past or in the near future, this may relate slightly. But if things have been going a bit haywire, it may feel like you're trying to establish your independence currently or in the near future, and other people don't necessarily have too much space in your life. Maybe you don't want too many people in your circle right now because there's a lot of healing that you're thinking of doing, of reprogramming, so past trauma, things like that. Basically, I'm not going to go into details of the nitty-gritty, but we all go through it, basically. But the point is that you're here to help yourself establish dominance over the masses. But that was a joke, not over the masses anyways, but over yourself, over your own emotions, over the way you communicate with yourself. So reprogramming your mind to actually be more peaceful, but also let the past rest for some people here. So there's been a lot that's happened either recently or is happening currently, and it's kind of it's a lot to take in, basically, to the point where you want to be on your own right now. You want to establish some kind of dominance in your own life, to make a mark on people's lives, to make a mark on your own life. And yeah, some of you are seeking freedom from something. It could be parental figures as well, but you want some distance. You want to be seen, but at the same time you may not want to be perceived. Interesting. So you want closeness, but you, at the same time, you really want what is the word, independence. So some of you may have been in codependent relationships, whether that is with a partner, friend, parental stuff, whatever. Some of you may have been living with your parents and then literally went from living with your parents to moving in with a partner immediately. So codependent situation to codependent situation. That is not obviously relevant for everyone. Sometimes it's a very healthy thing. But what I am meaning to say is, if something like that did occur, you kind of want your independence now. You want to live on your own. You want to experience life for what it has to give you, as opposed to what other people need from you, and you don't necessarily want to give to everyone right now, basically, is what I'm trying to say. The most peaceful thing you can think you can do for yourself is take care of yourself, basically, even if that displeases other people, with the Tower here and the Five of Swords. So for some of you, this does actually mean that you need to be more selfish with your space, with your time, with your energy, and you need to take it for you, basically. So you need time for you. Some of you may also be working on your financial independence, as opposed to any other type of independence. So you could be actually seen as a member in the community, like online kind of stuff, as quite high. There may have been maybe some kind of scandal for some people here that kind of rocked your peace. Maybe you weren't present for a while, suddenly you're present again. I am projecting currently. Okay, interesting. But yeah, for some of you, you're just working on your own peace, but also on your actual independence. And you don't really want drama from your circles or from absolutely anyone else in your life currently, because you don't have the stomach for it right now. Okay, last cards we have are from the normal right away, and we have the King of Wands and also the Moon. Leo energy here, or Aries, or what's the other one? Sagittarius, probably Leo though, and also Aries, let's be honest. But also the Moon, so Cancer energy slash Pisces energy. The star is Aquarius, and the Tower is Scorpio slash Uranus, which could also be Aquarius. Makes no sense. Oh, to be fair, the Tower can be any 4 signs from. Anyways, doesn't matter. Okay. How does it feel to be close to you? Currently slightly confusing with the Moon, but you are working on your confidence, on your independence, and you are showing up for yourself. People may not know how to feel around you right now, with the Five of Swords as well, and also the Tower, I guess, but they do, but it can be genuinely very much felt that you were working on yourself, you were creating steps for yourself. There's a future here that you were genuinely building, like an empire. It feels big as well, to be honest. Like there's an aha moment, an epiphany type of feeling, where you realize something very deep within yourself, and now it's gonna externalize itself outwardly, but it's still in the just keep it to yourself phase. Basically, there's a lot of momentum and energy being built up for you here, and people can feel that something is brewing on the inside, but they can't put their finger on what exactly yet. So yeah, it's a bit confusing currently around you, but people do know that you're working on yourself. There's something you're working on that you really want to showcase to people here, but you haven't for whatever reason. You're still hiding it. And it might come out with a boom with the Tower and the Five of Swords. Some people may feel like you have more boundaries now. You're taking better care of yourself, and they may not like it because they were the culprits who were keeping you in stagnant or low energy or codependent energy. Sorry, this is coming out in this reading though. It's yeah, if it doesn't relate, please do pick another pile. But what I'm getting from this is that you haven't necessarily been in the best of situations recently with people. Yeah, so what's bubbling to the surface now is some type of anger, maybe even resentment, to be honest. Just the desire to really deeply take care of yourself and not give a fuck about other people. And that's fine. At first you have to feel your emotions, all of that jazz. You may lash out, that kind of stuff at people. Obviously be careful if you can, but like not to lash out on people who don't deserve and stuff like that. But if it happens, it happens. It was probably meant to happen in some way, shape or form. Maybe not, never mind, I'm just chatting shit here. But at the same time, what's gonna happen is gonna happen, and then the best way to deal with it is to actually deal with it rather than run away from it. It's to actually accept it. So if you have been the bad guy in some people's stories, basically, sometimes that's necessary. It's gonna come back to bite, but at the same time, as long as you actually learn how to accept that, I think you'll be fine regardless. And I know that's really weird advice to give, but at the same time, we're all gonna be the bad guys in some people's stories anyways. And to be honest, bad isn't even, it's such a big word. And it doesn't have to be that big. Taking up space for yourself basically shouldn't be a negative thing to do. But I feel like when you come from a place / if everything in life before has been making you feel small, and you have also been small, and this is the only people this will relate to, because obviously if you have had all of the space in the fucking world, and then you go and want more space, then that makes you overly selfish. So this advice is only for people who have actually been made to feel small. You're finally coming out of your shell here with the Tower, and the people who were benefiting from you not being in your shell are suddenly like, oh, what? Where did this come from? No longer codependent, all of that jazz. War instead of peace. But yeah, people, again, in that situation, it's fine to be the bad guy for these people, basically, is what I'm ultimately trying to say. Yikes. So yeah, oops, I hope you did stick around for that extra 2 minutes, because obviously out of context, the first time I spoke may have been taken in a different direction. But anyways, regardless, how it feels to be close to you right now is a bit of an iffy situation. It's very interesting. It's a bit moody, a bit on the down low. I don't think you have too many people around you, and if you do, you want space from them right now, basically, with the Star here and also the Nine of Pentacles. Space so that you can cultivate a more desirable for yourself version of you, so that you can actually cultivate peace in yourself, so that you don't cut necessarily absolutely everyone in your life for no reason, basically. That's what I have for you. I hope it resonated. If it didn't, please feel free to pick another pile or just let it fly. It's a tarot reading, this is what happens. But yes, anyways, if it did resonate, please feel free to stick around. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, all of that jazz. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you in the previous one or the next one. Bye.